Welcome to D2.
We're both Daves, and we're going to talk about sports, politics, culture, focusing today at this moment on
First week of Trump.
a fantastic week of many, many wonderful happenings this past week. So the newly elected
The
president.
golden age is back.
Yeah, that's what it says literally on the White House website.
Yes.
It says the new golden age of America has begun.
All right.
And
I'm ready.
I'm
ready for it.
I firmly believe it.
I'm ready.
Because first of all, the director of Doge gave a special salute out there today where he did a little, I allegedly looked like a Sieg Heil kind of thing.
My heart goes out to you.
Yeah, that's what he said, right?
And
it looked a little suspicious, just a little bit similar to
that's just a gesture, I think that,
totally innocent.
I will wait and see what damage really happens before I start speaking very critically of him. But at the same time, yeah, that looked like a Nazi salute. Also, combine that with the fact that, this, I don't know if you know this, but he spoke via video,
right,
in Germany.
Yes, I did know about this.
Did that very right-wing,
super
extremist
right-wing
party that wants to bring Nazism back.
Yeah.
So combined with that fact, that that brings up strong suspicions that,
dude, okay,
the optics is completely terrible.
First of all, I love how all the Musk apologists are saying this was a totally innocent gesture.
I mean, if this guy
Come the fuck on now. Everyone knows that this is a little Hitlery. This action, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
A little bit Hitlery. So
he did it twice, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this was like slightly intentional.
I think it was kind of like he's messing around a little bit.
Yeah. He's playing a goof on people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's
but
trolling people.
Let's not deny the fact that it is a goddamn Nazi gesture. Okay.
I think he meant it that way too.
Yeah.
For the most part, like he wanted to make people question it, and obviously there's going to be people that are going to be completely offended and saying shit and crying about it, but that's what he wants to do. That's what he wants. That's what he wants to happen.
The biggest problem, right, is that a lot of people are going to pick up on this shit.
Yeah.
Right, and start doing this nonsense. We already have that.
Well, they're going to think it's funny, maybe.
Exactly.
They're going to think, oh, this is cool.
And it's like what is acceptable has just become expanded, right? Wow. Nazi salutes should not be acceptable. I'm sorry. Do you remember when Nazis were bad? Remember that time? Like, I don't know, like 7 years ago when Nazis were still bad? I remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for the GOP and these MAGA people to say, oh, it doesn't mean anything. Get the fuck out of it.
They're making excuses again.
Yeah. Tell that to all the soldiers, your grandpas who sacrificed themselves in World War II. All right. You tell that to all the surviving soldiers from World War II who are literally fighting against evil. All right. You tell them that this means nothing. All right. It's absolutely unacceptable.
What's scary is that he is affiliating himself with that German party. It's called AFB. I don't know, something like that. But that's what's really scary. And I could do this, whatever. No, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, he's in a position of power. He has the limelight on him. People are going to take notice of whatever he does. And when he affiliates himself with that extremist right-wing party, who, I mean, even the right-wing party of France, Le Pen's party, is like trying to disassociate themselves from that party.
German group. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty bad. So,
okay. See what what scares me is that this sort of slow acceptance of racist gestures and things,
Mm-hmm.
it starts trickling down. All right, it starts trickling down, and it influences kids. All right, because someone just told me recently that there have been a rise in racist incidents in LA public schools. All right, and like in Glendale or whatever. I'm like, this is like was supposed sanctuary city and supposed to be a bastion of liberalism, but there's racism going on in the schools,
Mm-hmm.
and
So, what kind of racist incidents are happening?
like they will call out like ethnic minorities,
Mm-hmm.
and they put up like I don't know racist shit on like black teachers' cars and stuff.
Mm.
All right,
Okay.
and we didn't hear about this stuff
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is it saying about the breakdown of our cultural standards? It's like this racism is becoming more permissive, and that is what we cannot allow.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when is it going to start really turning
Well,
violent? That's what I'm wondering.
I noticed there is in the last 10 years or so, maybe even longer, maybe it's always been,
Yeah.
there's always this backlash amongst some white people when they're confronted with racism or racist history and stuff. They kind of want to pull out the I'm white and I'm the one that's being attacked.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's gone. They feel like it's gone to the point where there's a reverse racism,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of bring up, they'll bring up affirmative action, they'll bring up
Of
DEI
course.
right now
Yeah.
and stuff, and say I'm the one being marginalized now because of
Yeah.
these things. How much do you think that plays a part? How much do you think that's real? I mean, that type of belief is obviously being passed down to kids too,
Yeah.
right?
It's what I'm afraid of is
Mm-hmm.
like let's say I have nieces who are
Mixed,
mixed
right?
race,
Mm-hmm.
right? And someone says, "Oh yeah, look at those." At some point, does some enthusiastic Musk follower who thinks, "Oh, racism, I'm going to be okay because I'm going to be protected.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's going to pardon me, whatever," right?
Yeah.
Does some like sort of mentally challenged person take it to an extreme and target someone of mixed ethnicity or of a minority race?
Yeah.
Because that could happen. It creates a permission structure for the deranged to go further. That's what I'm saying. Whereas the idea would not have been in their head. And when someone says, I mean, Musk is, I'm sure, saying, "Oh, it's all a joke," whatever, right? It's not a fucking joke to people who get attacked in the streets.
All right.
It's not a joke when Trump says this shit about like China virus and some old people in San Francisco get
Mm-hmm.
their shit kicked out of them
Yeah.
because of deranged people who attack them. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? There are consequences to these people's words, and it's not fucking funny anymore. That's what I'm saying. It's like people might think it's hilarious, but it's not a joke to people who actually get killed, hurt, injured.
No, it's not. It's it's obviously going to be, you know, like you said, you think it gives permission for
Yeah.
people to go even further. In some ways, I agree. I think it's always been that case where
Mm-hmm.
people are looking for something to, if they want to attack, someone uh, because of racism or
Yeah.
something, they're going to try to find a way to do it.
So
And
any
yeah,
kind of justification.
yeah, they're looking for a reason.
Mm-hmm.